Friday, Faith. I'm Jay from Sorsey Stories. See that quarterback over my shoulder right over there? It's Bart Starr. Green Bay Packers, 1956 to 71. He was taken off a scrap heap, at least the NFL's version of it. 17th round draft pick. Wasn't thought to be much coming out of college, out of the University of Alabama. His senior year there, they lost 10 games. Not very Alabama-like by today's standards. But the Packers took a chance on him. When Vince Lombardi came, he took a chance on what had been discarded as trash. Bart became the second leading passer in history for winning NFL championships. He is still one of, if not the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history based on postseason passer rating, meaning how well you do in the playoffs, and no one in the history of pro football had a better winning percentage in postseason games than that guy. He was perceived as trash, something to be discarded, wasn't worth much. But someone gave him another shot, and he found his calling, and he found a way to be used for something so much greater than what trash seems to be like. This past week, we had a chance to experience that in a new form, art, with a new friend, Anthony Carlos Molden. That if you saw the short that we produced last weekend, it was of his incredible new display at Imperfect Gallery in Philadelphia's Germantown neighborhood. What he does is take things that, for the most part, people discard. Recycling materials, things that people have no more use for, things that are rejected, that no longer matter, and turns them into vibration, turns them into expression, turns them into something so much greater than what their intended purpose probably was. Just like that guy on a football field. You go through and look at some of that artwork. It is so vibrant. It is so alive. It is used to express so much viscerality, emotion, power, life in so many ways. Both its foibles and struggles and its joys. In just immense color that just comes right out at you, screams it to you with expression. Anthony turns things that are discarded, that are rejected, that don't seem to mean much, and makes them gold. Just special, special stuff. Wouldn't you know it? About 36 to 40 hours after we went to that amazing art gallery in Germantown. What happens at Sunday Mass? This word. Check it out. The first letter of St. Peter. Come to him, a living stone, rejected by human beings, but chosen and precious in the sight of God. And like living stones, let yourselves be built into a spiritual house. The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. That's where God himself was rejected, just like we so often are. I mean, what I've endured in the job market the last 3 years, in an industry that has gone through so much because of the COVID-19 pandemic, being rejected. Not because I have no worth, but because of completely understandable business reasons. Well, I'm going through that process too. Being reformulated, refined into something new. I'm in that fire right now. The fire that he went through. Being refined into so much better of a player than he perhaps even thought he could become. Like the items that the creator of that amazing artwork, Anthony Carlos Molden, took. He created something completely new and beautiful out of things that were rejected. That's God's story here on this earth through Jesus. That was his entire experience. Rejected, but gone through transformation into something so much greater. So much greater. That's our story of human existence. It means that there's a place. It means that there's a place for anyone who feels rejected. It means that there's a place where we can be molded into something so much more than we could have the vision for. We all have that journey. Every one of us in different ways. I'm going through mine right now. But there's a place. I'm finding it. There could be some things in the works that if they come to fruition, I'll tell you about in a little bit. Stay tuned. But I know fully that in this time, I'm being remolded into something new and greater. All of us are in some fashion. In the comments, feel free to share your experience about how God and life have molded you and turned something that was rejected into something so much greater than you thought it was going to be. Feel free to share that. And if there's anything we can pray for, feel free to put that in the comments or just message me on social media privately. And we'll do that for you, absolutely. Don't be afraid to look at those parts of you that the world rejected in some fashion, that a good and great world rejected because of the foibles of life. But that can be turned into something new, something vibrant, something alive, something history-making, even if that history is just your own personal history, where God can work and recycle it into beauty, into joy, into something so much more than you can imagine. Let's look for those moments. And let's be creators that way too. Let's be willing to go out in this world and embrace the people and the things that maybe so many in this world might look at as unworthy or something worthy of rejection, but instead can reflect so much amazingness, so much beauty, so much joy, so much love, because there's something good about them no matter what. Where is that you can find in your life today? In your daily encounters, where we can become artists and creators of what's been rejected and make it something special. Just like God does for us daily. Of encountering, realizing, and playing an active part in that wonderful reality that God is love. Let's be love. Have a great weekend.